Welcome back. This is halftime of Bryan ISD football, and we are visiting with the athletic director of the Bryan ISD, Lance Angel. This is year 2, athletic director, since you took over for Harry Francis. Talk a little bit about sort of the whole scope of athletics in the Bryan ISD. Obviously, there's focus on football, volleyball's going on, so is cross country, but sort of the state of athletics in the Bryan ISD.
Well, it's been a great start so far, Tom. Team tennis is going on, middle school volleyball and football has just started, so got a lot going on. Swimming will start here at the end of the month. It's a busy time, and of course all other sports that are in off season are already preparing for their season. So it's been a great start. Our participation numbers are up in every sport and at every level, which is exciting, which tells us we got good coaches and the right people in place and coaches that kids want to be part of. And so we're excited about the start this year.
Participation level, as I recall, has never been a problem in the Bryan ISD. You have so many kids that want to participate in extracurricular athletics and non-athletics also.
Right. And to offer kids, whether it's in athletics or band or UAL academics or whatever it might be, we have so many different programs that the kids at both schools and all the schools are part of that gives them something else to do, something else to be excited to come to school for, and ways to learn leadership and teamwork and integrity and all the things that we want our young students to graduate with.
Go back to last year, I know that there were a lot of successes, some championships, not just with Bryan High, who has a great history of trophy cases, but Rudder's starting to put some championship trophies in their case too.
Well, they are. Rudder had a great year. Girls basketball went to state tournament. Volleyball missed the state tournament by just one game. We had gymnastics that Rudder did fantastic. Then you go back to Bryan High, we had swimmers. We had wrestlers, we had kids in track all go to state, go back to Rudder. Gymnastics did go to state, and had district champs at both schools in football and in basketball, and both baseball and softball programs did well at the schools. So it was a great year. Last year, I dare to say it was one of the better BISD athletic years. Great having both schools at the same level competing at 5A in the same district, and along with College Station and A&M Consolidated made it an exciting year.
Of course, football, let's go over to Bryan High and talk about that. 3 or 4 years ago, then athletic director Harry Francis made a very interesting and a very successful hire in Ross Rogers, and it's back to the playoffs as you would expect it to be.
Well, it is, and obviously Ross was a great hire for Bryan High, and Ross has invested in this whole community, obviously having been here before and the other side of town, so he's a great asset to have, and people really respect Ross, not only here but across the state, so he's done great for the Bryan program.
Speaking of that, I'm sure it's not lost on you on some of the shoes that you are filling here at Bryan High when you take a look at some of the Hall of Famers that have walked these halls. You go back to Merrill Green, to Marty Criswell, to, like we talked about, Ross Rogers as your football coach, Harry Francis, the longtime baseball coach and athletic director. This whole program at Bryan ISD, it has quite a history, and the people sort of made that history.
Well, they have, and our hope in the athletic office, me and Janice Williamson, is really just to continue the successes that we've had in Bryan ISD to make sure that Bryan and Rudder are being treated equally, and that through the years we do the best we can to grow facility-wise, coaching-wise, and obviously number of kid-wise.
Of course, we talked about the high schools. You get down into the elementary schools and the lower levels and the junior schools and all of that. And your job involves all of that. All of that comes across your desk.
Well, it does. And again, I mentioned Janice Williamson because she does such a great job in the athletic office as assistant AD. So we do have responsibilities that include PE all the way down to the kindergarten level. So it's exciting to see those programs help develop the young men and young women that come through when they hit high school.
When I was mentioning all those Hall of Famers, I should have started with Janice Williamson, I'm sure, with her great softball success over the years. So talk a little bit about the football programs, as you know, because that's what we're talking about, both Rudder and Bryan.
Right, and let's start with Rudder. Will Compton and his staff have done an outstanding job, and it's great to see that program grow. We know success is coming as we've seen it this year improve. That staff does a great job of caring about the kids and loving the kids, and you can really sense a family feel happening at Rudder, and we expect great things. And then Bryan High, obviously, with the tradition and the things that Ross Rogers and his staff has done have been outstanding, going 3 rounds last year, and we're looking forward to great things this year.
All right, Lance Angel, the athletic director of Bryan ISD, has been our guest today. This is Get to Know Your District on Cable Channel 16.